Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you some of the things that I have learned from Florence Scovel Shinn in the last couple of days. I had heard of her name before, but I had never read her books, and in the last 2 days I've been reading her books and I'm fascinated by some of the philosophical principles that she brings to the table. And of course you're going to be able to compare that with all of the other principles that you already know about manifestation and creation, and then you'll be able to create your own soup, your own formula for what works for you, right? Nobody is the absolute teacher of the world. We all are creations of God, and we all are created in God's image, so we have the power to create and destroy with our thoughts and our words and our actions. So I will present to you some of the stuff that is really interesting to me, and I want to compare it a little bit with the law of assumption as well, and then we're gonna go from there. You're gonna be able to create your own conclusions. So she brings this peace to manifestation that a lot of people are missing in the world, to where she allows the divine to take charge and decide what to do, who to bring, and how to do it. And what happens with us is sometimes we get so caught up with what we want and how it has to happen and by when it has to happen that we create resistance and kind of push it away. And especially if we're talking about people feel that neediness and that attachment, and they kind of run from that. But even money is also an energy that can feel that is repelled by our need and our lack, right? So it happens with everything. So we get sometimes so focused with the law of assumption or our own techniques that we create with our affirmations and all of that, that we push things away. Really, we delay manifestation. But if instead we relaxed, trusted, and knew, there's a bird up here, trusted and knew that it's coming and that is already done, and that the divine is gonna bring it exactly as it's supposed to, in the right amount and in the right timing, then things happen a lot easier, because now we are removing resistance completely. So she has a book. Her main the book that made her the most famous is called The Game of Life and How to Play It. But I already, like, I went through that book in like 3 hours. So this one is called the Power of the Spoken Word. And I personally, I am that type of coach that will, when I'm talking to my clients, I'm like, you've got to pay attention to the things that come out of your mouth, because they create that. This throat chakra right here is not playing, it creates. And the more you say it, the more it hardens into fact. And whatever you're seeing in your life right now, you guys, is a creation of your own that you've created in the last 5 years, 10 years, even 6 months. So as you begin to change your words and pay attention to what you say, and understand that the subconscious and the universe do not have a sense of humor, they don't have a sense of humor. Whatever you say, even if it's in a joking way, it's registered. It's registered. Everything, every word is registered. So use your words to your advantage. But she says in here that she relates peace with prosperity in a very beautiful way, and I wanted to read this to you guys. She says, we find that peace and prosperity go hand in hand. People who are manifesting the appearance of lack are in a state of fear and confusion. They are not wide awake to their good and misleads and opportunities. A peaceful person is wide awake, is a wide awake person. He sees clearly and acts quickly, never misses a trick. It's interesting to me because a lot of times we believe that we are in the frequency of abundance, but we're worried, we're stressed, we have resentment, we don't really truly believe that it will happen in the timing that we want it, or we hoard the money that we have, but we think we're in the energy of abundance or in the frequency of abundance because we say in affirmations. But affirmations work, because we were just talking about the power of the word, right? They work, they have to come with this embodiment of them. You gotta feel those affirmations in your body. You gotta know. Now, will they work eventually, even if you don't feel them in your body? Yeah, if you repeat them a bunch of times a day, thousands of times a day, eventually your subconscious is gonna register them. But if you do it, if you feel them, then it'll register faster. However, you can say all the affirmations you want, and if you're resentful, bitter, stressed, if you really are exuding lack, are worried, if your actions show that you're just hoarding the what you'd already have, you're not at peace. And if you don't have any peace, you cannot have prosperity, according to Florence Scovel Shinn. Okay. We create our own rules, and I'm working with someone very closely right now, one-on-one, and we were talking about this. We create our own rules when it comes to everything, you guys. We give everything a meaning. So in the case of this philosopher and this author, she's constantly quoting the Bible, right? This is the tool that she had and she chose to use back then, and it worked for her, and it works for millions of people that study this author. But it could work for you, that you're like, well, no matter how I feel, money always comes to me. That could be one of your belief systems. Like, no matter how, if I'm having a bad day, if I'm worried, if I'm resentful, if I hate the world, money still comes to me. So that could be, so I'm giving you all of these perspectives so that you could pick and choose what resonates with you. Now, when it comes to the law of assumption, which I talk about a lot, and YouTube is full of videos about it, because it became popular a couple of years ago with the whole Neville Goddard rebirth movement. The law of assumption states to assume the feelings of the wish fulfilled and to stay in those feelings. I totally live by that. I live by that. However, I am applying the Florence Scovel Shinn now methods of, like, I cast this desire to the Christ, or whatever it is, the desire, the worry, the resentment, the pain, the resistance. I cast it into the Christ within, and I wish this person peace and love, and I now walk away knowing that the right person will come to me in the right timing, my divine match. That this is if we're talking about people. If we're talking about money, I cast this worry into the Christ within, and I know that the divine is going to get me exactly what I want, or better. Always say this or something better. Get used to that, because sometimes God wants to give you more. He wants to give you more, and you are over there thinking that you only want $5,000. No, maybe it's $50,000. It happened to me. And sometimes we think too small. So you always say, I want this or something better, and then you forget about it. You relax. So those are the two ways, and they both work. It depends on you, your personality, what you want to do. You could try them both and prove the law with both styles. For me, it's just, I use a combination, but I'm applying a lot of this lately in the last 2-3 days, of like, okay, this is what I desire. I'm going to trust, and I'm going to release all of the worry and anxiety and whatever the hell I have in my body right now that I feel that is not resonating with a life of joy and love and peace. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts about all of this. What laws, what techniques do you use? What resonates with you most? Do you like to ask and just relax and trust and let it come, and it usually comes really fast? Or do you like to live use the law of assumption more intensely and live in that state of the wish fulfilled, and constantly think about it and feel it and feel it and feel it? Which one resonates better with you? I want to know your thoughts, and leave me a comment and let me know what other videos you guys want to watch. And I'm here to serve you, and I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.